Close to the Polish border, in the German province of LUSATIA, a landscape dominated by open cast mining. They've been producing coal here since 1844, and Germany still carves out hundreds of thousands of tons every day. This from a country which bills itself one of the planet's most climate-friendly nations.
In recent years, there has been an enormous upsurge in the use of renewables here in Germany, especially wind power. But coal still represents 40% of the total energy mix. And more than half of Germany's coal-fired power stations use the dirtiest coal of all, that's the lignite, being mined here. It's cheap, but it emits more carbon than anything else.
Renewables cover around a third of the country's electricity demand, but there's a view that the coal truth is hidden behind the curtain of Germany's green energy revolution. Emissions actually are not dropping.
Over the last 2 years we have seen basically constant emissions, not increasing emissions, but constant emissions in the power sector. By 2020 the government wants to reduce the emissions roughly minus 40% compared to the level of 1990. So without the phase out of coal, it's quite simple, this goal cannot be achieved.
But some believe Germany's climate promises were too ambitious. A transition away from coal must be done slowly and cautiously.
We need to bear in mind that we cannot stop our industrial and economic life just to save carbon dioxide. There will need to be a readjusting of goals that are realistic. One option is to replace old power plants with new ones to reduce emissions.
Meanwhile, the threat of thousands of job losses has not encouraged Germany's politicians to commit to ditching coal, but that could change soon.
The problem is that the old government, because they couldn't decide whether they go 100% renewables or not, put a ceiling on new renewable power plants. And if you lift the ceiling again, there's no problem of guaranteeing electricity in the German net. The big thing is to actually talk about and then do the final transition step of phasing out of coal together with the regions which are highly involved in this process.
As the Bonn conference begins, Chancellor Merkel knows her nation has a filthy habit that she might be forced to kick by fast-tracking a way out of Germany's dependence on coal.